This is Joe Reed, and you're listening to Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. Alan Minskoff is with me, and he's with me for the rest of the week. So, hello, Alan.
Hi, Joe. Very different day than Monday today. This is a truly American story. Original Sins, the miseducation of Black and Native children and the construction of American racism, which is by a University of Chicago professor, Eve L. Ewing. And she's also a poet and an activist. And it is read by her. She reads the introduction, and I will talk about that in one moment. But it is read in the main by Golden Voice Robin Miles.
Ah, good choice. Good choice. And Eve Ewing, gosh, I mean, as you said, she's a writer, she's a sociologist, she's a poet, she's a visual artist. What doesn't she do?
Yes, she is a force of nature. Let's just get that
Yeah.
out of the way. I do want to mention here, because you and I have talked at length in the past about author narrated titles. What is done in this one, I think, is very smart, and I hope it becomes a model for other narrations. She narrates, the author, Eve L. Ewing, narrates the introduction. So you hear her voice and you get what she's about and where she's going, but it is overwhelmingly narrated by Robin Miles. And candidly, that makes a difference because Robin Miles is among the best narrators working. And I mean, she's an actress, and every piece of it that she touches just works. I mean, whether it's the serious scholarly part, and there is some scholarly stuff without a doubt, but there's a lot of storytelling. And of course, she is among the best storytellers that we have doing work today.
Well, Robin has such an extraordinary range, but honestly, Alan, I think she narrates history as well as anybody out there, and that's not easy.
And this is history. This is history, and this is history very specifically, and I think very timely that we remember what it was like to be a Native American in the Native American schools, and the schools that were made for Native Americans, in Carlisle, and what it was like being a Black child for much of the history of our country, which was separate but definitely not equal. And this story is told with details, with
Mhm.
scholarship, and yet a lot with stories.
And so, what is Eve Ewing's thesis here?
Her thesis is that both Black American children and Native American children that the system was rigged against them from the very beginning. And she has a thesis of the pillars of racism that tainted the attitudes towards both groups. What is fascinating is that she is a very good historian. And what I loved about it is that she put you in the places, in the educational places in the Native American schools where the food was lousy, the education was inferior. And in fact, they had their braids cut off. There was a lot of harsh treatment for Native American students for a long, long time. And I think the story of African American students is better known. And she tells that, very distinctly. And she puts the similarity
Mm.
forward, which I don't know if that's been done before. I think that's why it's getting a lot of notice. I saw it at our college as a book promoted at our college library this week.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking as you were saying that. I was thinking, and how interesting to sort of bring these two separate and unequal educational systems together as a way of making a larger comment about the way race operates in the United States.
And she does that very well. And she's also a good writer. In the golden voice of Robin Miles, it just goes to another level. I mean, you know what a great narrator can do with history. It can just make it alive.
Yeah.
This is also an Earphones Award winner. And candidly, Robin Miles tells these stories. You just feel like you're on the edge of your seat. How could they treat these people like this? It's hard not to feel that. And she does a remarkably good job.
Well, why don't we hear her?
Let's do it.
Okay. This is Original Sins: The Miseducation of Black and Native Children and the Construction of American Racism. It's by Eve L. Ewing, and it's read by Golden Voice Robin Miles.
How does it feel to be a problem? W.E.B. Du Bois famously posed this haunting question in 1903 in his classic work, The Souls of Black Folk. I think of it often, especially whenever I encounter one particular line from Thomas Jefferson's Notes on the State of Virginia. Among the blacks is misery enough, God knows, but no poetry. It's stinging in its candor. It strikes me every time, sending me spinning through my own vignettes of the black poets who set a course for my thriving.
Okay, first of all, that's a shocking statement given what we know about Black poetry, period. I mean, it's just a shocking, shocking statement.
This is why this is such a powerful text.
But I'd also like to say Robin's reading of it is really an illustration of why she is so good. That pause,
Mhm.
she gives us the time to react to it. She doesn't react for us. Well, that is Original Sins: The Miseducation of Black and Native Children and the Construction of American Racism. It's written by Eve L. Ewing, who reads the introduction as well, and the book is read by Robin Miles. Thank you very much, Alan. That's another great, great suggestion.
I think people will get a lot out of this audiobook.
Yeah, and I think it's a really important audiobook anytime, but especially now. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I look forward to it.
Don't forget to stop by audiofilemagazine.com, where you can find hundreds of reviews, as well as interviews and articles about authors and narrators, as well as videos of some of your favorite narrators discussing the books they perform. That's audiofilemagazine.com. I'm Joe Reed, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Harper Select is the sponsor of today's episode of Behind the Mic, publisher of This Far: My Story of Love, Loss, and Embracing the Light. Written by Allison Holker, available everywhere you get your audiobooks.